Hi there, we're in the next part. Yes, the phone. I just lost the footage that I was recording, and I don't know for what reason. It just stopped recording, and now it's lost. It's gone. So I have to repeat myself. Oh, by the way, TikTok, I just have to keep reminding you of this. I do not read comments anymore because every so often I encounter a really horrible comment and it just breaks my heart beyond measure. So, to a point where I literally cannot, like, my whole day gets shattered and destroyed. So I've just decided to protect myself by not reading all comments. And then in that way, I save myself from the one or two horrible people. So just in case you're like, is she good as she thinks she is, and keep commenting and asking questions and she doesn't respond, it's only because I'm trying to save my heart. I'm protecting myself from heartbreak. Anyway, so please go check out the previous parts. To get your bearings of this cousin, I have to try and speak about what it is. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer. That's what's going on there. I have to try and find my bearings again about what I was talking. No, put the words together again. Anyway, so I did let you guys know that I was growing quite fervently up the corporate ladder. And this cousin, you know, and it made her uncomfortable. Another thing in with that unhinged her was the fact that, as irresponsible as she was, she decided to go and have a child. Well, with a boyfriend, you feel like no, right? And things are happening, so maybe I should switch on the light. What do you think? No, let's just carry on until it decalas even further. She decided to go and give her a guy a baby, like her boyfriend a child. Bali too were unstable in terms of their career, both of them. Like the guy stable, like I think he had just like quit his job to try a business pursuit, and it was not yet quite like where it needed to be. Yeah, nah, she was not. She has medical aid first of all, and they didn't get paid medical leave. Like maternity, and she like literally she decided to go and have a child in such a season. She ended up losing her apartment because during the time when she during the time when she went on maternity leave, she essentially just resigned from that job. Waba stayed at home for a season. That was before my mom connected her kamsebetsi or her company, because yeah, the same parent that does not care for her own child to a point of connecting them kamsebetsi. Anyway, Mwaka has become a monster because of my persecution. My Christianity changed her into a monster. She wasn't always like this. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, no, so she went and had this child, and they ended up living in big room, yeah, the parents' house. Bahudisa a brand new baby, and it was all stuffy, and it was like just cramped up. And here it is that I'm flying, growing. I was not about, like, we were so tight, so close that she thought that I will just follow suit, like falling pregnant with the boyfriend that I was with at the time. Mind you, the boyfriend that I was with at the time is the very same one, okidwanki waka in our 5 years, like no man's business, that doesn't care that I should live. Yeah, like he was very irresponsible, that guy. When I first met him, I was literally like his rehab nurse. I had to get him off drugs. Like, I was not about to give that kind of guy a baby, and I was not about to have a baby. Nasa of kiso be strong. I get lo palamadi taxi na get pregnant in 9 months, and I did not have. I was never about to give a guy a baby. Kissing a wedding ring. You know what I mean? So I just was always very rational and reasonable in the way I thought. Like, her irresponsible decisions, she just easily imagined I would plunge into them just like she was in them, because we were so tight and so influential over each other. But now I was always very smart. I was always just keen on my future. So I was like, hey, okay, congratulations, you're pregnant. Yeah, sharp. I'll be there at the hospital. I'll be there to see the baby after it's been born. She ended up having that baby very uncomfortably in a public hospital. They discharged her the same time, same day, same night. And they couldn't keep her for one more night, and she had to go home all sore and ouchy with new stitches. As in her own place, her own apartment, her the boyfriend's house, the mother's house, the parents, but the boyfriend. And there was another friend that did something similar to that in the past, and we used to tease her for being so irresponsible, but she went and did that same thing. I was like, yo, is this thing a curse? Is this thing a curse? Anyway, whatever. I was like, I'll be there, get and for your kid. Marana, I'm not going to do any such thing. So I continued to grow. I was child free. I was basically living la vida loca, and I was growing and growing. And yeah, something in her, she just looked at me with that whole, she envied. She got darkened. She destroyed her own career. Now she had a child. Boyfriend. Every time she would see me, this person that is put together. I always thought I was earning it, the money, it was coming in. So I was like all wardrobed up. I was getting all dolled up. I was buying those shoes. I was buying those designer clothes. I was like enjoying my young professionalness. My young career. I was enjoying it. I had my car, my own apartment, all that stuff. And for her, it was like, something in emoja. And for a couple of years, she just sat in a corner and shebile emoja. Until one day, she got introduced to witchcraft by family member. And essentially, maybe this guy, but I'm yet to validate it. Boyfriend, that thing. Bamo introduce it to the occult. Someone from what the Lord showed me, how it is that this cheeky ended up practicing sorcery is that she got influenced by familia, this guy, someone in this family, whether it is this guy himself or a cousin near this guy that she was close with, a girl, a female. Thanks to that influence, she dabbled. It's like she was frustrated with life, right? And then somebody put her to the side. Let's say her name was Renelwe. Somebody brought her to the side and was like, Renelwe, you're struggling, right? And you want like your life to be in a better bunch, right? Well, maybe, I care about you and my cousin, who is your boyfriend. Well, there's a way around everything in life. Try it. And so she basically got introduced to Isangoma or something. This cousin or this person introduced this cousin of mine to witchcraft this way. There is a way to get out of this like knot that you are in, this restricted situation that you are in. You can gain wealth. And likely even gave a testimonial herself. This is what it did for me. This is how I was suffering. And this chick was like, okay, whatever. I'll do it. And indeed, that's how she got recruited into the occult. This cheeky, yes, guys. First thing, nasebetsa go my mom's company, and she was there for a minute. All of a sudden, she interviewed successfully for some job that did not make sense, right? And I think it was because of the spell that she went. She first went to Ayovagashela the Sangoma, and the Sangoma probably told her, do this, do that, bring me a chicken, bring me the toe of a cow. And she did exactly that, right? And lo and behold, she successfully interviewed. After her first taste of this darkness, she then, remember, so it stopped being just about, I want to get my own. I messed up in the beginning part of my career. So when then this witchcraft worked for her, she was like, oh, witchcraft works. It stopped being just about, I want to get my own. And it started being about, if this stuff works to get me a job overnight, what else can it do? What else can it do? Remember, I keep saying the eye of man is never satisfied. Like death and Sheol, the eye of man is never satisfied, right? That is a scripture. For her, it was not enough that Otodze breakthrough. It is spiritually a satanic. For her, it was like, Khale kinalimona over Karab. Khale kinalimona over Pinky, over Mina, over whatnot. I was her biggest envy. But these people often tend to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people. One thing I'm sure of is that one of her best friends from high school, they had this ambivalent relationship, like, an unhealthy friendship, a very unhealthy friendship, where you're so competitive that you're smiling at each other. There's no real trust. Yeah, she had a friendship like that with one of her best friends from high school, and they were on and off, the two of them. And God showed me she ransacked that friend with witchcraft. Unfortunately, that same friend, Lena, was involved in darkness. Mara, it got so bad at some point with this friend of hers from high school that this chick, Anna Lengwana, she had a daughter to be around for. She wanted to commit suicide because things were so blocked in her life. They were so blocked. During the time when this chick wanted to, let's move on to the next part, please. We'll carry on.